Attracting investments in the European industry and planning how to best recycle PET, the polyethylene terephthalate, the most common and friendly environmental material used to produce fibers for clothing and containers for food and liquids. These have been the topics at the center of PETCORE Europe's annual conference, the PET Value Chain, debating challenges on the journey from SUP to PPWR. All requests that, during the conference, came from representatives of the PET value chain industry.
I think the most important topic for us would be having more clarity on all the rules, the existing ones, the ones that are coming up, all different rules in different countries. There is no clarity. And if you don't follow the rule, what are the consequences? I think this will be very, very, very important, especially now when we are obliged to put the plastic recycling content into beverage bottles. It would be good to know all the rules and the consequences. And this is for me a very weak point. And this was one of the topics where I think it would be very, very important.
I think the message that we were trying to convey, and I think we have successfully done so, was ensuring that we bring across the importance of circular economy. Husky, as a company, Husky Injection Molding, we enable circular economy. We enable that through design. We enable that through advocacy. We enable that through education of how to do things right. So to give a small example, if we wanted to have a contribution to Mother Earth, we have to look at all aspects. So pollution is one thing, but waste management, CO2 emissions, and the usage of resources such as water, for example, all have to be considered. If we truly want to protect Mother Earth, bringing all this into consideration, everything starts with planning. Planning means design. Design is what we do. So as a technology company, we enable solutions that allow us to reduce the weight of plastic products to ensure that they're fully recyclable. We are able today to produce a complete bottle with a closure, without label, all made out of a single material, being PET, number one, the most recyclable material out there, that has the lowest CO2 emission compared to any other alternative. And the only thing we need to do is ensure that people are collecting those bottles. These bottles are a resource. They're not waste. They should not be placed in the bin. They should come back to the recycling stream and support the circular economy. And I think in a nutshell, that's what we do.
I'm working for Indorama. So Indorama is the largest player producing PET globally, and we are highly committed in Europe. We have invested 2.4 billion euros in the assets that we run and operate in Europe. What we see now is that uncertainty from the legislative point of view. We need to have clarity. If we want to attract new investments, we need to have clarity from local authorities, regulators. We need to protect the industry. So we need to protect the assets that are operating, and we also need to attract new investments. So it's key. So PET is the best ally if we want to fight climate change, because it is allowing to protect food, drinks, for food contact in the most efficient way, reducing emissions. If we want to protect the industry, we need to produce legislation that will attract investments and will not force the companies to shut down and invest outside Europe. So this is the main message from my side. It's a key moment. We see a lot of recyclers that are in difficulties right now in Europe. Every week we hear somebody closing or investing somewhere else. This is not a good idea for Europe. We need to collect our waste. We need to recycle it in Europe. We should not allow to have so much material entering Europe from outside. So we need to give value to the waste we collect in Europe, and we need to have proper resources and research and developments to be in condition to recycle any kind of PET packaging that is introduced in the market. And we cannot do this alone. I believe that the industry in Europe is doing very well, reaching all the targets that the European regulators is asking to achieve in terms of collection, recycled content, refillable, recyclability. Now it's time for the European legislator to take action to protect the European industry.